All right, let's talk about the global growth further then. Renowned American economist, if you must, Kenneth Rogoff is deeply worried about the slowdown in China. He was the special guest at cnbc TV18's India Risk Management Awards, which were held in Mumbai last evening. Speaking with Lata Venkatesh, Rogoff raised the red flag on and also warned about the rise of populist nationalism around the world. Take a look.
Oh, I think the United States is doing really well. I mean, the United States is booming. Productivity, I think, will pick up. Investment's not as good as we'd like to see, but people are just pouring into the jobs market. The unemployment rate's actually not been falling. It's been rising because so many people who were sort of pulled out of the job market, they thought it was hopeless. But if you look at the world, as I said, China really does seem to be slowing down more than the official number. The official numbers, it was 6.5 instead of 6.6. You've got to be kidding. That's statistical error. No, it probably slowed down a lot. I think in Europe, that's what Germany's feeling. That's what a lot of Asia's feeling. So looking more broadly globally, that's much slower. And the whole world affects interest rates. It's not just the United States.
No, so is it more likely that the risks to the global financial system and the global economy could stem more from China, and China slowing down much more rapidly than what we are accounting for?
Well, I mean, I think that's the thing we see, and I would say it's more acute than the conventional wisdom. When I talk to people at the World Economic Forum, they say, the Chinese will just do stimulus, it's no problem, they're just being a little careful.
Already done some.
They've already done some, but it hasn't been as effective as it was in the past because a big part of their stimulus was through construction. A big part of construction was housing, and it's starting to reach the end of the line. When you're a poor country, it's still very poor compared to Europe, and they have the same housing per capita, the same square meters, a huge amount of employment. It's very delicate, and there's really some downward pressure on housing prices. Now, they can do things to push it up, but that could make it just worse later.
In the United States as well, the Federal Reserve has kind of pulled back in terms of interest rate hikes, and now is looking in terms of a slowdown. How much ammunition does it have if a slowdown genuinely hit? I mean, is there that much space for quantitative easing or, once again bloating its balance sheet? Is it prepared for a slowdown?
No, it's not. It'll tell you that it is, that we've invented these new tools. So they have room to cut interest rates 2.5%, but in a typical recession, they cut them 5 or 6%. Quantitative easing is smoke and mirrors. I think a lot of research, my book summarizes a lot of it, has shown that quantitative easing in the United States is one branch of the government buying the debt of another branch of the government. The Federal Reserve is nominally independent, but it is owned lock, stock, and barrel by the Treasury. The Treasury owns its profits.
Okay, so that's the word coming in from the renowned economist Kenneth Rogoff, saying that the slowdown in China is more acute than believed, and also that it might have an impact on the global growth.